when we were on vacation, it was announced that O.J. Simpson had passed away. I did not know that he was battling cancer. And, when I think back on O.J., I have mixed emotions here because I remember watching vividly in the late 60s when he is running in the Rose Bowl, and I had not seen somebody run like that. Gale Sayers was similar, but I had not seen anybody like that. He just had this ability to sort of be floating when he was running, and then goes into the NFL, rushes for 2,000 yards, and is part of Juice and the Electric Company in Buffalo, and then he had commercials. I mean, he was so well liked by middle America. Everybody, they loved OJ. Run, OJ, run. And a lot of people don't remember that person. But I have to factor in everything if I'm thinking about him. I've talked about, my interview that I had with him after, the murder trial, the uncomfortable moments that I had during that interview with O.J. But when you think of reality TV, I think reality TV started with O.J. Simpson because all of a sudden we had a live police chase, a slow chase in the white Bronco. And you're watching this. So this is I'm at the NBA Finals. And I remember we had one monitor with the NBA game on at the Garden, and then you had the other one with OJ. And I'm watching OJ, even though I'm there to cover the NBA Finals. And, Al Cowlings, he had played at USC, best friends, and he's driving the car. And, we're wondering, where's he going and why is he doing, what's, if he didn't do it, and so all of this stuff kind of factors in. But then everybody sort of became a reality star. I don't remember anything else in my lifetime where Kato Kalin became part of the reality star world. All the lawyers there, and Johnny Cochran and Judge Ito, like they all became reality stars. And it took over a year for that trial, I believe. And then everything that happened after that and what it spawned. And the fact that Kim Kardashian's dad was on the legal team with OJ. And then all of a sudden you see what that led to with the Kardashians. But I just remember with OJ, when he was found not guilty, and I was playing golf that day in Hartford with some of the members of the Hartford Whalers. And we went into the grill room and we watched the verdict. And we were just like, how did that happen? But it did. But it felt like it was a reality show. And then years, passed, and OJ was supposedly looking for the killers while playing golf constantly. Got put in prison for what happened in Vegas when he was trying to get his memorabilia back. He would have his Twitter world things that he would say.
It's a bad day for people who do impressions of OJ.
Yeah. I ran into Kato Kalin in Vegas at Shadow Creek. We're playing golf. He's with Norm Macdonald. And you're just thinking, how did this happen? But it did. It's I think where reality TV was born. For better or worse. Yeah, Seton.
The dude actually had, audacity isn't even the right word.
Yeah.
But just the fact that he wrote a book called If I Did It.
I know.
Confessions of the Killer, a hypothetical account of how he would have done it if he had.
No, just a pathetical.
Yes. That is unbelievable.
He never read the room. He was always the most important person in the room. Imagine you love somebody so much that you kill them. Like he loved her, but he killed her.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want anybody else with her. And then whether he acted alone, which I don't think he did, but still, I remember he tried to tell me during the interview that, he didn't do it. And I just said, I don't want to hear it. Because, that's where we had the awkward moment when we're not on camera and he says to me, do you think I did it? And then I said, did what? And then he said, kill those two people. And then I said, yes. And then we started up the interview right after that. But, yeah, like we tend to see OJ in that light. We forget what he was before that. And it's not that we should remember that, but I do. How big of a star he was, just the context of telling somebody's life story. It's easy to jump to the very end. But look, I was right there and appreciating O.J. Simpson, the football player. I met him a couple of times personally outside of that interview that I did when he was working for NBC. So, yeah, just bizarre. And then who he's calling, and he's trying to get a hold of Bob Costas, who's on the air at the time with NBC, and who's visiting him in prison, and just wild. Yeah, Paul.
It really does feel like we're speaking about two different people. Because before the day that the killings happened, he was one of the more popular celebrities, like where he enjoyed being a celebrity. You'd see him on TV shows. He enjoyed it. He'd go
he
on
was in
talk
movies.
shows. And I'd heard from people saying, like, if you walk up to him for an autograph, he'd give you the time. He'd give you the picture. He was a American celebrity that loved being it, and we liked him. He was in TV shows and movies. And Monday Night Football, it didn't work out great, but he was on it because he was such a likable guy. And
yeah, he wasn't a good broadcaster, but he was so charismatic. And you look back on that, and he had everybody fooled, because then I started asking questions. I'm at the NBA Finals. It's at halftime, and I'm asking somebody who was a friend of OJ. I said, would you come on camera? And he said no. But he said he used to beat her all the time. And I remember hearing that from this person. I was so disappointed that he didn't. And maybe it's not fair, but in the moment, I'm thinking, why didn't you say something to somebody? But, I mean, it's just all surreal. Surreal. You're in NBA Finals, and I'm asking if I can do interviews with certain people about OJ. And everybody said no. Everybody did.